What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jermaine Fire himself, Halfpint once again. Today we're talking about Subverse news, and this video, you can thank the people who were watching the Subverse stream last night who got that video to 65 likes during the course of the stream. So, Subverse community is absolutely amazing. Thank you guys very much for coming by watching that stream. That is currently posted, so if you want to go check that out, you can do so by clicking up here on the eye icon or in the link description or wherever else. It'll also be the link to the end, so if you're lazy, you want to watch the rest of the video, understandable, finish this video and then go and check that out. Highly recommend it. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about yesterday's grid combat. First things first, feedback for the grid combat, absolutely smooth, felt really good. Subverse is getting into a really nice spot. We're seeing a lot of polish with this game. They are really striving to show that they are trying to make sure this game is top quality, which is good. That's what they should be aiming for. We also noticed during the grid combat system that they've added a lot more audio cues, specifically between interactive characters. They get kind of bored if they're sitting there for a while you're making your decisions, and they make a lot of more dialogue when they do attacks or they get attacked. It feels a lot more lively, feels very good. The game looks very polished and clean as per usual, so overall, I mean, it's looking really good. The beta currently has technically 6 different grid combat battles that you can do. I mean, it's 3 different factions, but it's 6 different specific battles. It's now got randomly generated terrain. We've heard from the team that we'll get a total of 9 different waifus. We get all these different mantics to use because you have the one waifu, which is like your boss-esque character that you use, the one with the most powers, and it's your leader character. And then you bring in 3 mantics, which are your typical characters that you would use to go throughout the course of the battlefield. We had the tank, we had the quick character that can move around, do some serious melee damage, and then after he gets a kill, he's actually able to run away if he lands the kill. And then we have the third character that attacks from range. All in all, system works really good. A lot like chess in the way that you have to really strategize the way you're using your characters, but it's still in a very casual base so that anyone can pick it up. You can definitely see some sort of rewards if you do try to play as smart as possible. You'll end up saving your characters over time. We did figure out that some characters work better on certain factions than others. Like, for instance, Killison, the Bread Lady, she is not good against the fuckbots very much because she's more of a melee character, and a lot of those enemies from that faction tend to self-destruct after killing them. So all in all, that's a very smart mechanic. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to use Lily to go and attack these guys instead, because Kilson's just going to die instead. Whereas if I do against the Cloy, those guys are super aggressive. A lot of their characters actually move so fast that they get to move first before any other of my characters even get to start the game. So in that case, Lily's going to be a little bit weaker before we even go ahead and use her, so Kilson might be able to tank a little bit more of that damage, and then she can go in, and a lot of times they'll be paired up right next to each other, and Kilson has a melee ability where she can hit 2 enemies at once. It's clean, there's some strategy to it, and I like it a lot, and I hope there's going to be plenty of this with the game to come. Now what we do know is that there are 9 waifus confirmed, so we'll all see what kind of abilities that they have and what makes them all unique. We know that Demi is not coming into, or she's not going to be one of the characters that we're going to be able to fight with. During yesterday's stream, we took a look at specifically which waifus are potential that could be playable. It's about halfway through the stream, so I'd go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. And there's a lot of possibilities of which waifus could be the ones there. Maybe some that haven't been revealed yet. If we go to the website, there are still 3 slots for characters that haven't been revealed just yet. On top of this, the game is really clean so far. Didn't find very many bugs. I found a bug where clicking the spacebar over and over, specifically with Kilson. I didn't see this with Lily, but when playing Kilson, her main menu, when it popped up when you beat the level, you hit the spacebar over and over, and it would keep going back to mission victory, mission victory. I don't know what that was. It was funny, but it worked. There's also a couple other instances where characters would have skulls above their names as if they were about to die, but then they didn't die. But Kristoff said he noticed that, and they're already on their way to fixing that for the team. It's very exciting to see the different possibilities that we got going on here, specifically the faction diversity. Not all the enemies are going to be the same. A lot of them play differently. It's very fun. It's one of those things where people in chat were actually interested watching. I'm like, I felt like that was one of those things where it'd be more fun to play than to watch, and maybe it is. But it seemed that it was very interesting for people to watch as well, which I was very excited about. That was really fun to play, whereas Grid Combat last time was... It was great, it felt kinda underwhelming at first, but it still felt really good to me. Now it's, okay, there's something here, and I like what's going on here. It feels really, really good. And I will advocate this until this happens. I will make a whole video of this. When the game comes out, it absolutely needs to have a custom game mode inside of there, okay? You can have mods. That's fine. Help the modding community. Not everyone's gonna mod. And I'm telling you, the biggest way you want to have longevity for this game, I'm telling you, you should do it and grow a community from this game, because I'm telling you, studio folks gonna want to do this, especially if they want to do future projects as well. They should really grow their community by building up the longevity of this game. They should add a custom game mode, so you can customize what happens in the endless space combat mode when, because granted, we're going to have regular space combat with different events and environments happening during the course of the campaign, but we'll have endless mode for its own little fun, unique thing, right? If we have endless mode for custom games, and you can customize what factions, what enemies you fight, or modifiers for damage, or maybe I just want to fight the base units, you know, and they get overwhelmed by the massive amount of numbers of them, or maybe if you want to have custom game mode for grid combat, you know, how many reinforcements come, how much damage they do, how many buffs you want to have, how many waifus are on the field, you know? That would be a lot of fun. Tell me you wouldn't want to see some of that sort of stuff. Back in the day, when Halo 3 and Halo Reach, when custom games were a new concept and we got that sort of stuff, and then you had Forge to build maps, that stuff was terrific. Imagine you get a custom game mode, you know? It's like, look at Civilization, the way they let you customize the games before you get in there, okay? You can change the movement speed per people, the size of the map, the amount of damage people do, how quick everything is, maybe put a timer on there. What if you had like this unique mechanic of like enemies exploded after a single turn of not killing or at least doing damage? How many people could you squeeze onto a grid? Multiple factions fighting each other? For those of you who have not yet played or don't have access to grid combat, I recommend Pit People by the Behemoth. If you want a dose of what the grid combat feels like, how unique it is, and how fun it is, and how casual it can still be, I recommend checking out Pit People. It's worth every single dime. Another reason why I recommend Pit People specifically is because you go through the course of the campaign and you find out how they use unique opportunities to use characters, and how they implement reinforcements over time using the course of the story to progress and add reinforcements. And very unique in different ways that you wouldn't expect to subvert expectations, okay? And I'm telling you, I really feel like they're going to be doing this with Subverse as well. They seem to be doing it already. Now, there are some emails that we got from the Kickstarter, or I guess not emails, but they're just updates specifically from the Kickstarter. So if you guys want me to read off those to you guys and talk about all the new and latest updates coming, then I'll be sure to let you guys know. But here's a little TLDR of the latest one. With updates to Grid Combat, they have 2 new factions to battle, 5 different units, each with unique abilities, a new heroes, Kilson the Red, a new reinforcement system, expanded Grid Combat voice library, tweaks to the pirates, as they were the first Grid Combat people that we fought, tweaks to visual fidelity, as we definitely noticed last time we played. Looks gorgeous. New desert map biome. Looked pretty good. Can't wait to see the biome from my planet. New random terrain obstacle generator online. And we saw that too. When we were playing specifically during last night's stream, we saw a lot of opportunities where it actually changed the terrain to look different every single time you got on there, and it actually worked out pretty cool, so you don't use the same setup for every single battle. So now I have like different places where to put the range dude, put him behind these certain objects, or sometimes those objects didn't spawn, and so I had to put him in a very unique position using my reinforcements. It's very cool the way they're going about this system, and it's got a lot of potential. Now I get it, a lot of people want to see the cool scenes and stuff that the game has to offer, and look, we're not going to get that until the game comes out. The point of the betas are to test the gameplay for the release of the game. And that's the whole purpose of these gameplay early releases, these early betas. Technically, they're like tech tests, if anything, but they use beta. And I guess it works. It works. But that's the whole purpose of these things. And we'll get those scenes. But I will tell you this. For those of you who haven't tuned in to my most recent streams, you may not have noticed that in the main menu, or in the pause menu I mean, it's got a button that says Pandora. Pandora is the system that allows you to build the scenes the custom way you want to. You know, the first-person interactive scenes. That's the thing you're supposed to use in order to build those scenes. And I thought that was inside the Mary Celeste. Turns out, you go halfway through a battle and you're bored and you just want to jack off. You can literally pause the game, hit Pandora, and build a custom scene in your pause menu. So there you go. There's a little bit of a sneak teaser. We found that in the pause menu. They are sticking with the purpose of this game. That has not been lost on them. Again, remember, betas are here for gameplay tests, okay? Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. If you want more Subverse content, be sure to let me know down below. What do you want to see first? You want me to discuss why custom games should be in here and what they should add? And other possibilities of things they should add? Or would you like me to go through some more of their Kickstarters and read more in depth of what we could potentially be seeing in the future? Let me know down below. I want to thank you all for watching a long time, but not a hard time. Leave a hashtag finish if you made it to the end of the video, and I'll see you all next time.